What's up, everybody? Brandadiah back again with a new camera setup. And today, we are going to be casting the SEAL Grand Finals. That's right, this is the most prestigious Brood War versus Brood War only StarCraft Evolution tournament. And today, we have the Terran Nukemaster going up against the Brood War Zerg Pagliacci, also known as Hydralisk Enjoyer. Let's hop into game one here on Polypoid. So those of you who have been watching the channel, you know Nukemaster, but Pagliacci's a new face. So let's do some intros and get into this. Talk about this narrative. In the top left, the Yellow Brood War Zerg, it is Pagliacci. The Hydralisk Enjoyer themselves. And in the bottom right, the Blue Terran, it is Nukemaster. Now, we've seen a lot of Nukemaster, as I said, but Pagliacci I have not casted on the channel yet, and the reason is I started casting the tournament kind of in the middle, and Pagliacci skyrocketed their way through this bracket. They're extremely strong. I have played their Zerg, which is not saying much with my Terran, but I got dumpstered. Absolutely dumpstered. So, let's see if Nuke can fare better. Nuke is kind of a, a master of TVZ. So far in the losers round, the lower bracket, Nukemaster kind of crushed their way through. And if we've seen those games, we know that this is Nukemaster's bread and butter. We know that Nukemaster goes for a CC first. We're going to go 2 racks. Then we're going to get gas, academy, 3rd racks. And we're going to do like a bio push out to pressure the 3rd base or the natural. Kind of just assert themselves on the map. Now, once again, for the Zerg, I don't know what they're going to be doing. This is a pretty standard opener. We have 2 hatch, a gas and cooldown, and 3rd hatch comes down on location. Pretty standard stuff. So, what I'm wondering is, will the Hydralisk Enjoyer themselves, Pagliacci, be playing Hydralisk? Because we don't really see Hydralisks in this matchup super often. We haven't so far in this tournament. We've seen a lot of Lurker builds. We've seen Ling straight to Hive to Ultra, but we haven't seen a lot of Hydralisks. We haven't even seen a lot of Mitas. So far, super standard, playing exactly like Overmind played. The macro hatch in the main's down, the Ling speed starting. This is the textbook ZVT that I've seen so far in this tournament, and the textbook ZVT that Nukemaster has kind of just rammed his way through. As I mentioned, we're going to get that Academy 3rd racks. There they are. Stim has begun. 3 racks production is going, and what we're going to see here after this little bio move out, we're going to be seeing tanks, and then we're going to work our way to vessels. So, this is unbelievably standard on both sides. I'm super excited to see where this goes, because no one else has really been able to hold a candle to Nukemaster's TVZ. I mean, Odorless had at least one game that was pretty competitive. I cast that one as one of my really early casts on this channel. I suppose these all are, but and then, Overmind had moments where it looked close, but ultimately did falter 3-0. Can Pagliacci, I actually haven't spoken with this person over voice, so I have no idea if I'm saying their name right. Pagliacci, I don't know I know they're European, I don't know where they're from either, so, when I see that name, I want to say Italian, but I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna be like, people are gonna say I'm racist or insensitive. Hopefully not. Lair's coming down. Hopefully Pagliacci can hold the candle, and that Hydralisk Den is coming down. So we're not going to be going We're not going to be going straight to Hive off of Lings, which is something we've been seeing. The bio move outs here, range is on the way, stim is complete, the factory is coming down, extra gas is coming down as well. Now this third base, with the third sunken finishing, I'm going to say that this is not being pushed, there's no way. Looks like maybe a Ling went down. Even with the one sunken here, with the Lings to kind of eat, this Bioforce is too small to push into Sunkens. Sunkens do a lot of damage. If I'm not mistaken, Sunkens do... they two-shot Marines. 20 damage each. Now, they don't two-shot them when they're being healed. And they don't two-shot medics. When they're being healed, it becomes a three-shot. But we're not... Watch, we're going to move in for a second, and we're moving out. Didn't even lose the fire bat. Lost nothing. This is great. And I like this right here, just chilling here. I feel like, you know, it's one of those things that's kind of underrated. But we can't transfer drones right now. Not that it's super critical, but, you know, it is kind of saying, hey, if you're sending stuff over, it's going to be a little bit of an issue for you. Nuke scans, sees the Ling count, apparently feels like it's getting too large, thinks the wires of it is going to move back home, and no damage done. So far, this is a really nice opener for the Zerg. Not bad for the Terran. Definitely I wouldn't say the Zerg's, like, advantaged, but the Zerg is chilling right now, and we have Lurker aspect upgrade happening right now. So I would not be surprised to see all these Hydralisks turned into Lurkers. There's 700 gas bank. That's 7 Lurkers of gas. And this is a pretty... Now, this is a good-sized Bioforce. That is a lot of Lings to bleed right before this. And these are not morphed. Oh, my God. Eggs have the... Oh, my... Look at the fucking armor on Zerg eggs. Holy shit. Okay, one Lurker goes down. The burrow happens. Oh, that was a big shot on the bio. And I think this bio is going to be cleaned up. With that, is that another Lurker going down? Almost. That one shot on the bio is huge. These Lurkers are getting softened up. Now, what's going on at home? Little bit of bio. I'm kind of scared for Nuke right now. Where are the tanks? One tank down. I think Siege just finished. This Siege mode may be what saves Nuke. So we're going to Siege up outside here. Now, you have to work your way through these walls. The scan goes down, the tank shots are coming down on the Lurkers, but the bio is getting shredded up front. He's pulling them back wisely. The tank has not been taking hits right now, just out of range. They're gonna back up. Nuke's scared. He's gonna back up. Tank's on the high ground. Lurkers running up this ramp. You cannot pull workers down this ramp into that. You cannot pull workers down this ramp into that. Oh! The tank goes down. The main... Oh my... And that is the game. That round of Lurker spines was absolutely nasty. The Lurker pressure on 43 drones, and just like that, game 1 goes to Zerg. The first Zerg, I believe, to take a game off of Nukemaster in this tournament. So we got a series on our hands, boys and girls, NB folk alike. All y'all out there watching, you know I love you. You know I appreciate you. Let's get into game 2. Maybe we're getting into game 2. There we go. Oh, there. Okay, that was weird. Alright, we're in game 2. I don't know. OBS decided it didn't see StarCraft for a second on that transition, but we'll be working it out. Sorry about that. Pagliacci up. 1-0. Alright, in the bottom right, the Zerg Hope here to crush the evil scumbag Terran players. In the yellow, it is Pagliacci. And in the top right, the blue Terran. Looking to take it back. Did they get a little overeager with the pushing of the Lurkers? Took a little too much extra on the front. Maybe if they backed up a little earlier, we could see a different game. I'm assuming they're going to want one this time. Let's give it up for Nukemaster. And what is this? We got a Proxy Rax. Love this. And you know what I really love about this is that, one, the Zerg doesn't drone scout, right? So this Overlord takes forever to see this, and we go CC first like every game anyway. Is this gonna be 2 racks? Oh man. Let's see. Does this get seen? I don't think it gets seen. It does get seen. Now, but did they see it? Is the question. Like, it was seen on the map, but it's quick. That's a little blip. Pagliacci is a pretty good player. So it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, look at this. It's just the scouting. So this is almost a red herring. And we have the factory coming down. Look at this double gas. This is a wild build. I've never seen this build. Okay. We did see something similar to this. I didn't cast it. I saw something similar to this versus Odalisk. So the bunker's going down. The bio's going to be rallied here. Oh, and it's seen. We know what's going on. There's a creep colony started. Workers are pulled. This is going to be very difficult for Nuke to get something done here. Really difficult. Drones just do fine versus 1 or 2 Marines. Now that 1 Marine's pulling those drones really far away. And look at that nuked up spot. That's so obnoxious. And at the very least, we're going to be forcing mining. Whoa. What? Okay. Is that hitting? Wow, that's crazy. I didn't think that would hit. But the problem is that this will hit that bunker. Yeah, it will. So the issue is that this is now on a timer. And I just don't think that it matters. Like, well, maybe I'm calling this too early. I guess 2 kind of like just match the repairing, but look, once anything else is pulled, getting getting these the reinforcement line's really nice. But once anything else is pulled, it's kind of difficult. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to be taking hits with the Marines. Now, that being said, what's going on at home? We have mines coming down. This is a double factory. We're gonna see mech. This is fucking crazy to me. I didn't even realize I assumed we were gonna have a vulture, but I wasn't expecting double fact. I don't know what I was expecting. But I don't see mech versus Zerg. I've not seen it this whole tournament. I've never tried it. Well, I mean, like, back when we were just dicking around, but not in any earnest. And this is gonna be cleaned up with really just a couple of lings lost and some lost mining time. Pagliacci's up in drones by 2. And we have the Sunkens down. But where are we in the game? Like, I don't even know. How does mech scale here? The natural is halfway done for the Terran player. And something tells me that when mines and Vulture's speed comes out, something tells me that... Oh, this is so cheeky. That Vultures don't care about lings too much. Something tells me that Vultures kind of wreck lings. You get mines out. This is a lot of lings. This is like a lot of links. This is like a crazy amount of links. Are we getting wraiths? This is a fast dropship. I'm sorry, starport. It could be dropship though, but part of me says maybe wraith. This is a holy shitload of links. We don't have speed. Oh no, we don't have speed. This is terrible. You got to get a mine down. You got to get a mine down right now. The mines gets picked off. First one's picked off. There's 2 mines here. Oh, but that front ling does the mine drag. This is a horrible position for the Terran. This is a horrible position. Mines are coming down, but look at the lings up front. They're trying to, like, bait them. This is super cool. Without Vulture speed... Okay, the Wraith's coming out, but I don't even know if it matters. Oh, man. That mine drag was disgusting. Both those mines just went down. More mines coming down, but these Vultures are really bruised, and without speed, the whole idea of them just kind of kiting isn't as easy, but I don't know. I'm saying that, and now all of a sudden I feel like I'm wrong. Oh, that was an enormous hit. Okay, this was really dedicated, I feel like, from the Zerg, though the worker count is still fine. We have to remember something. Zerg doesn't have anti-air. That's why sending this barracks in was cheeky. I don't think we have a Hydra deck. Oh, we do. I'm an idiot. And an upgrade started. Okay, so they're probably fine. These Wraiths can be obnoxious, though. And I don't know. The worker count now is getting pretty good for the Zerg, but they're still kind of, like, stuck in on, like, a 2-base mining, which I don't know if it's that big of a deal. Here's that, obnoxious Wraith I was talking about. Oh my god, these don't do any damage. Look at that. What is the damage on a Wraith? And it's like, look at this, so weak. A Hydra shot it like 3 times. It's about to die. But point stands. Look at these mines coming out. Oh, they did get the 3rd hatch down. I guess the point doesn't stand. We have tanks coming down. We have +1. I still think 2 base mechs is going to be good. These wraiths are going to clean up this Overlord. I don't see a lot of other ones out in the map, so that's kind of good for the Zerg here. But does this hatch being here really matter? I don't know, it just went down. I think that was a vulture. And it seems that the game's going to kind of normalize. Oh, that was cute. So I think what just happened was they ran the Ling up to pop up the mine, and they shot it down with the Hydras. Now we're going to see it. So now they're going to clean these up. And they're playing a lot safer, right? Like, the Zerg's like, I'm not going to run... Because let's be honest, if they A-clicked out and these Hydras ran the mines, that would be absolutely devastating. They cleaned up the mines, and, I mean, like, now where are we? Like, the Rax is going down, too, which is one of those, like, this shouldn't matter, but you actually can't make factories after that. Science facility is coming down. Second armory is coming down. Third CC is on the way. We have tanks out, and there's one thing I do know, whether it's Brood War or this mod, is that Hydras get bodied by tanks. Something that is true in Brood War, as an ASL viewer, I'm not like a hardcore Brood War player. I like to watch Brood War, I watch Artosis, stuff like that, right? Is that Queens just destroy mech. And I'm wondering if we're going to see Pagliacci just go to Queens. We have these macro hatches coming down. Third base is saturated. And at this point, 53 workers is nothing to sneeze at. The lair is now complete. I don't remember what this upgrade is. It's one of the Overlord ones. The pictures in Evo are, like, kind of different. I don't have the Zerg ones down. Probably speed, maybe drops. Okay, get another cheeky drone. A little bit of scouting from Nukemaster. Be nice to clean up that Ling. Some of these little scouting Lings with the flying around with this. Okay, placing some mines. This is still obnoxious. It's probably Overlord speed. I'm harping on this too much. I imagine you want Overlord speed so you can go around and clean up the mine so it's not so obnoxious. Yep, there it is. It's moving fast. So we have Overlord speed done. That's going to help clean up the mines. That's Vulture speed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, these Vultures are still slow. So Vulture speed's on the way. That will help with things like run-bys. Yeah, and, I mean, this is really normalized for how weird that opener was. This game has really just kind of leveled out, and as we know, Hydralisk Enjoyer, Pagliacci, loves their Hydras, and we're seeing a lot of them right now. And I do feel the one thing about, Evo is that setting up a massive surround on mech is way easier, because you could select, like, a bunch of Hydras at once, there's not just, like, 12 unit selection. And we might see that right now. Like, we have the factories coming down, but there's only 4 tanks here. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be a complete mistake to try to fight into this, but let's see what happens right now. We're going into the tank line. Oh my god, they just unsieged. It was such a bad unsiege timing. I can't even believe that was the unsiege timing. They came up, the mines are hitting, the tanks are just bodying these Hydras, but the Hydras are kind of just walking through, and I think that might be the game. That unsiege was, you can't even explain how unfortunate that unsiege was. This tank's doing a couple shells, but they're going to just run in. They bunch up, all the DPS comes out right away. This third base is going to go down. And look at how much production was on the way. Look at how much of this was powering up. Getting the 3 bases, the workers were catching up. Yeah, I mean, we're desperation time walling, but the reality is that we're now stuck on 2 bases. I actually think these Hydras can hit that tank from here. They won't hit this one. I think they can, right? I mean, look, you're just going to run in. You're not going to kill these fast enough. You just don't have the units. I mean, this is a rough engagement, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, there it is, GG. And just like that, we're up 2-0. 2-0 for the Zerg player in the Grand Finals against a Terran who before this dropped 0 games versus Zerg this entire tournament. Pagliacci's cooking. But can Nuke bring it back? We're going to hop into Game 3 on Vermeer. up 2-0. Potentially. Well, not potentially, they are. 1 game away from taking Season 1 of the SEAL. It is the Yellow Zerg player, Pagliacci. And in the top right, out of lives, out of chances, back against the wall. They were the Zerg killer, and it's not happening for them today. Can they turn the series around and get a point on the board? It is the Australian Terran, Nukemaster. I expect this to be CC first, into the racks push out, and say, you know what, that second game I tried something, I got scouted. And, you know, it is what it is. It got seen, and it didn't do what I wanted it to do. It didn't get me ahead the way I wanted it to. And let's be honest, that unsiege was the most unfortunate unsiege I've ever seen in my life. It was, if you could say, pick the absolute worst time in this game to unsiege, that was it. I don't think that there was a time that could have been worse. And it's not like Pagliacci knew that unsiege was happening. It was lucky, go full autosis. Just fucking lucky! But it was really lucky, right? They didn't know that they were going to unsiege, and I think if they ran in and those 4 tanks were sieged while they had to fight through the vultures, the amount of tank fire, I think at the very least the Hydras have to back off. I'm not saying the game's won for Terran at that point, but I think the Hydras would have to back off. Scouting's going down on the map. Neither of them scouted the right direction the first time. But, they know where each other are now. Because on this one, it's actually, there's 2 potential spawn locations. I believe it's the horizontal and the vertical, and there's no cross spawn on this one. Yeah, it's the horizontal and the vertical. No cross spawn in this version. In the SE Evo version of Vermeer. And look at this. Fast +1 attack. These games feel like they've just been at lightning pace. I don't even know if this is what Pagliacci's been doing every time. I could miss it. I have noticed the Evo chambers coming down, but I didn't realize it was this fast. Before the 3rd hatch even goes down, like in the first game. So, yeah, in this one, the macro hatch is down in the main first. So we might be seeing some aggression. Maybe like a +1 timing, but, as I say that, the 3rd hatch does go down. It could just be another way of doing things. Zerg is the one I'm the least familiar with the builds. It seems that the Zerg players in our group also don't have a general consensus on what is, perfectly correct. So I'm not super confident, oh yeah, this is exactly where the builds go. There's a gist that I see for sure. Where, nukes... This build that Nuke does... Oh, I love that Academy sound. The build that Nuke does here is just, basically every game that we've seen in the tournament, the vast majority of them. So it's a lot easier to get your head around. So, like in the first game, we're going to see that push out pretty much right when Stim finishes. Sometimes it's a little before. I think we'll see it when Stim finishes. It's definitely going to be scouted. These Overlord pillars, I do believe... work like StarCraft 2, where this functions like high ground, where you can't see this. Yeah, I think we're going to see this move out, but this 3rd base is down a lot later this game. Because remember last time, when this moved out, there were already 2 Sunkens here pretty much done, and the 3rd was on the way. There are no Sunkens here, and this is a very short rush distance. This could be the break that Nukemaster needs, because I do not see these Zerglings. I don't necessarily see them stopping this move out with the Fire Bat unless they catch it out front. So this is real scary, especially if we wedge ourselves into a nook. Oh, but the Fire Bat does get caught out front, and that's exactly what he did not want to happen here. And I think the Zerglings do just clean this up. Oh man, the medics and the Fire Bat being spread out. I think Nuke is probably kicking himself over that. That was a lot of lings, but Fire Bats do so much splash that when they burn them down, what ends up happening, and that was with the +1 on the lings, but what ends up happening is that the Marines kind of just pop all the Lings after that. They get into like one-shot range, I think, like within like 1 or 2 firebat shots, and on so many of them, or maybe 2-shot range, but whatever, they shoot really fast, right? So like once that big burst of splash goes down, they kind of explode like balloons, and not having that firebat really get any meaningful shots off really was painful. Hydras are out, lurker upgrades are on the way. We're getting additional gases down for the Zerg, and the Zerg economically is doing fine, but they're not that ahead. 48 to 47 workers, like this is fine for Terran right now. You know, their third CC is on the way. It looks like Siege probably just finished, or yeah, Siege just finished. So I'm not counting Terran out. This is a good setup. With the tank on the high ground here, I mean, look how far out that range is. When you start running in, if there's vision, you start getting shelled here. Look at how far that is, right? Like, that's a really good tank position. If you go up without an Overlord, you don't see up high ground like you do in Brood War. It's like StarCraft 2. Pretty sure, right? You don't see up this high ground. Yeah, you don't. But they did put in chance to miss, so it's kind of like both. The way high ground works in this is kind of weird, pretty sure. And yeah, I think we actually might just see Nuke, like, get their upgrades, get vessels, and get into that game that they like to play. This third command center is down at a good time, and the third hatch isn't, like, super saturated here, right? We're only 6 workers ahead. You know, I'm not saying this army isn't scary, but this army is not that scary. I feel like the bio's a lot bigger. We didn't bleed. I don't know if we bled less, or if this is just a slower push. But I don't know, this bio seems more formidable. 1-1's on the way, we have stim, we have range. This might force the lift, but unless we move out, I don't like the separation going on this. And now, I'm scared again. That group of Marines getting caught out wasn't great, but I don't think we're gonna die. We force the lift, we're gonna kill a Comsat, but I don't think we're going to die. I think the tank count is still... I think the tank count's still too good. No, I like this. This is something... Oh, man. Did I lie? Are we gonna die? We need to seize those right now. We need to scan. Oh, no, we don't need to scan. That's a lot of tanks. It's a lot of tanks. Running into tank fire like this is crazy to me. Oh, my God. I don't want to just always say the meat grinder, but Jesus. We need to start hitting these. We don't care about the Lings right now. You need to hit those lurkers right now. We can't... Oh my God. Is this a 3-0 in the finals? I didn't want it to be, and I kept saying we weren't going to die, and I really didn't think we were. But once again, those tanks were unsieged. We're trying to move forward. We're building out this like, kind of, this choke for the Zerg to run through. And now Zerg's up 71 workers, and I'm starting to get a little worried. This is a costly cleanup. We did get the lurkers. We're going to get the Lings. Okay, that was pretty good, actually. But where are we? 1-1 bio. How many racks? 6. 1 fact. 1 starport. The third didn't die, which is really good. Upgrade-wise, it's 1-1 versus 1-1. 2-2's on the way for Terran and the Zerg, a little bit ahead for the Zerg. +1 on the tanks is down. And I think at this point, we're going to have to see, like, Terran brace for late game and get a vessel count and start irradiating shit like crazy. Hive's on the way. I'm imagining this is just going to be ultras. Some people do go defilers, though. I don't think Darkstorm feels quite as good, but maybe with this lurker style, Pagliacci would disagree. It looks like they're kind of poking in, but they've, thought better of it. And I feel like finally Nukemaster in the series is getting to a position where they feel like okay in this game. Nuke's spending is really good, by the way. They're also like probably just kind of poor with the 48 SCVs. But this is a really nice setup. I like the factories coming down. We're definitely going to have more tanks coming down. I mean, we're getting into a macro game. And, 67 drones is a lot. But it's not... We're not at 80 drones. And I don't think Zerg in the Brood War Zerg functions quite like that. Ooh, I love this. See, these irradiates coming down. This is where, like, the efficiency of this Terran army is going to come in. Because once you start getting a high vessel count, especially because I don't see a Spire, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, and we did go Defilers. I think it was Defiler and Ultralisks. Yeah, Defilers and Ultras at the same time. But the irradiates on things like Lurkers, on things like Defilers, on things like Ultralisks really do ramp up. That being said, we have the Ultra upgrades on the way. And when you get the fast-running Super Ultras going on here, oh my god. That was awesome. They're really scary to me. I know some people don't find them maybe as unmanageable, but they're scary to me. Vessel energy upgrade just finished. We're getting a second starport. The thing is, I think Terran is good on 3 base now, that we're on 60 workers to 66 drones. I think that's fine for Terran. Oh god. I just don't believe any bio. Yeah. I feel like we just need to not lose units. Because that's a lot of lings. The thing about the lings, even the cracklings, the reality is, they don't scale versus Terran, in my opinion, the way that they scale versus Protoss, where they're just like so strong versus Protoss, and it's hard. It's hard to get into a position where you feel like you're trading really well versus Zergus Protoss. I think Terran actually does pretty good. But see, this is what I'm saying though. I don't like any bleed right now. I don't like this move out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is just primed to get overwhelmed. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. Nuke agrees. Nuke's going back. But here's the overwhelm. Here's the wraparound. If this hits these tanks unsieged, we are going to be saying goodbye to the finals. We will be done. You need to siege these tanks right now. We need to siege these tanks right now. Siege the tanks! No, please! Oh my god, I'm so scared. Any D-matrices? What do we have? Look at that. Now, those irradiates are doing good, but I think it is an unfortunate end for the Terran hope in this tournament. I think that not being sieged was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I don't see any recuperation from here. It doesn't matter. I just don't think it matters if this gets cleaned up or not. There it is. GG, well played. And we will see a 3-0 Pagliacci taking down Flick, who was kind of the Protoss hope here, taking down Nukemaster, who had an absolutely insane win rate versus Terran in this tournament. You know, congrats to them. It was super well played. It was a blast to cast. I was really hoping for Nuke to take that game back so we can get more games in the series. And for people curious, casting from replay, everyone sends me 5 replays, no matter what, numbered 1 through 5, and I don't look at the times ahead. So I have no idea, like, how long the games are. Looks like they might have played the next 2 anyway. These look like real games. That's kind of rad. Maybe I'll cast those on another day, but for here, the finals ends there. It was a solid 3-0. Well played to Pagliacci, the Hydralisk enjoyer, and I'm excited. I'm excited to look around for Season 2, so keep an eye on the channel. We're going to be setting up within our Discord server Season 2. And if maybe you're an amateur EVO player that wants to do some Brood War on Brood War action, I'll put the Discord link in the description here so you can check out our Discord and come learn about how you can enter that. Without that, thank you all for joining. I hope you appreciate, the cast. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you can feel the work I'm putting in to make the quality here better every time. I'll see you next time. Take care.